Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, your girl Kami. So today's topic, I want to talk about having kids in Sweden. Does having many kids in Sweden equals to having more money, in your pocket? Okay, for those of you who don't know, in Sweden there is this child benefits that people get from the government and from the insurance that is for Försäkringskassan. So every month, every child in Sweden, as long as you have a personal number, and so social security number, the child gets money, and it's about 1,250 Swedish crown, and that's about $120, okay, approximately. So, and some people think that, oh, some people don't want to work because they are relying on that money. Some people just want to have more kids so that they will get more money. So there is this misunderstanding or misconception that some people don't want to work because they believe that having more kids give them more money. If you look at it critically, that's not the truth. In fact, guys, the more children you have, the more expensive life is. So if you are out there and you thinking, oh, I want to have more kids because I'll have more money, my friend, it's so wrong in so many angles, and you're gonna be stressed out, and you find yourself struggling. And bearing in mind that Swedish government support families with children, and they try to give certain benefits, like housing allowances, like I said, child benefits, and also reduced cost for the daycare, because here in Sweden we have subscribed daycare. What do I mean by subscribed daycare? That is, a child go to the daycare certain hours depending on your job, depending if you are studying or you are going to work, or if you are a stay-home mom. You take your children for certain hours and we pay the bill every month, and this bill is calculated based on your salary. So if you're earning more, your bill will be higher. If you're earning less, your bill will be lower. And these daycare are pretty expensive, but the kind of care they give to kids, actually, for me, it's worth it. The children eat there, they get their pampers, they check them, the kids are protected to some extent. They are trying their best, actually, so you are not really scared that your children is going to school. Maybe he might be, something might happen. Those, I'm not saying that things don't happen, but the daycares are very good here in Sweden. So now, having more kids in Sweden does not mean more money. In fact, like I said, it's hectic, it's expensive, because you need a bigger house, and houses are very expensive in Sweden. In fact, the house rent are increasing every year. They keep increasing. Means like a rocket. So you need a bigger house. Like if you have 4 kids, you need at least a 3-bedroom apartment, because of course 2 bedroom is not enough. Imagine 4 kids sleeping in one room. It's gonna be very tight, though some people do manage it, but I'm just saying, in the real sense, you need at least 3 bedrooms so that the kids can share the bedroom, and then the parent can have his or her own bedroom. So you need a bigger space, you need a bigger car, and the bigger the car, the more expensive it is in terms of insurance, in terms of fuel, and fuel is very expensive. The prices are going up every day. Buying clothes are so expensive in Sweden. Even if you don't want to buy your new clothes for your kids every time, even if you want to buy fairly used clothes, maybe on Facebook Market, on Blocket, on Tradera, or whatever, it's still expensive. And especially when it comes to winter clothes, most of the time we need to buy new winter clothes for our kids, and they are expensive. They are really expensive. If you have like 6 kids and you want to buy like a winter apron for them, it costs from 1,000 crown going up, like a good winter apron. So you can imagine how much you're going to spend. Like, that's just an apron. You need to buy socks, you need to buy, head warmers, gloves for the hands. Don't forget about socks. I mean, it's just expensive. And if you have kids, you still have to buy Pampers. Yes, I've not forgotten that we are getting this child benefit, but that money is never enough, guys. I mean, how much? 1,250. Even if you have a bigger family, you get some allowance, some extra money, but the money is not that much, compared to the stress, bringing up kids, things spoiling at home. You need a TV, you need to pay for Netflix, you need to pay for extra channels. Some kids want games. I mean, it's not easy, guys. So the more kids you have, the more life becomes so expensive. And like I said, even with this child benefits and all this allowance, it's still not enough. So even if the government, even if you are not working, for example, you are getting all the benefits from the government, they give you enough they calculate everything for your food, for your clothes, for your transport. So you don't get any extra money. No, you just get enough. So it's better when you're even working with a higher salary to get more kids, because that way your salary is enough and you're having kids based on your income, not based on you thinking, oh, because of these benefits, let me have more kids. No, there has been this misconception, and I thought that let me do this video to clear the air, out there, for people thinking that, oh, it's better you stay at home taking care of kids and be getting child benefits or government support. I mean, you will never move on in life. You will never study. You will just be there. And when the kids grow, what do? When the kids are 16, there is no more child benefits. Is that the time you want to start, getting serious with life, going to school, studying, and getting yourself a job? I mean, I'm not saying that people should not have kids, but this misconception of you having more kids, I mean, I don't really understand why people think that way, or why people say that having more kids means having more money. I mean, this is not true. In fact, it's just a stress. So before I knew, I was reading one study, and this was a research from Stockholm University, and it said that Swedes with high incomes have more children. So you can see that things have changed. I mean, people with more money are the people having more kids in Sweden. This is a very recent research, and they say, in contrast to what many believe, Swedish men and women and women with higher incomes have more children. New research from Stockholm University shows this pattern is particularly clear for men and grows stronger over time. The more money, the more children, but after 4 children, things change. So you can see, guys, things are changing. Unlike previous studies where researchers looked at people's income at certain points in life, the study examined how much people earned throughout their lifetime by analyzing Swedish income data over 40 years for each birth cohort. For men born in 1940 and onwards, there is a clear relationship between a high accumulated income and more children. So you can see that now things are changing, and the Swedish people that are earning more have more kids. So it was so interesting for me to read this, and the very richest men have the most children, and this pattern has grown stronger over time. And I think people feel like, okay, we are making money, why don't we have more kids? After all, what are we using the money for? After investing and all these things, we can have more kids. So I mean, the pattern has changed for now. If like women now can choose, they don't have to stay at home. Everybody's a career. Most people are career women, so it's no longer women staying at home taking care of kids. Even like in Sweden, if you have a baby, there is this shared maternity leave. The man takes 6 months, the woman takes 6 months, and it's shared. So and now, they don't have to make choices whether to stay at home and work or have kids. Like in this study, they said what you see in a transformation from a society where women to some extent had to choose between having a career or having children, to a society where they no longer have to make these choices. Previously, women with lower incomes had more children, while women who had career got fewer children. Women with very low income were often housewives then, but they may still have had a higher household income if they were married to a husband with a higher income. So you guys, you can see that things have changed, and now people with more income get children. And this is because if you have a low income, having more kids, like I said, it doesn't mean you have more money, because it's so expensive. Now, for example, now if you are not even getting any benefits from the government, let's say that you have enough salary, the money will just be enough to take care of your family, and you will never be able to save for the future or invest for the future. So it's very good, like, have children according to your income. So if your income is good for one kid, why not? If it's good for two children, why not? So having more kids and low income is very stressful, because you will realize that you will never grow in life, and life is becoming so expensive. Like I said, it's everywhere in the world, things are changing, things are expensive, like house, car, food, diapers, clothes, electricity, Wi-Fi, everything is just going higher. So the more kids you have, or the more family members you have, the more you spend. You can imagine food, for a family of maybe 8 or 10, and food for a family of 2 or 3. I mean, it's so expensive. So if you don't have enough money, it's no longer advisable for you to have more kids, because how are you going to raise them? And the more they are growing, the more their expenses even get higher. So you guys, yes, I just wanted to clear the air that having more kids in Sweden does not mean that you get more money, and this is in connection to child benefits or house allowances. I mean, that money just goes to all those things, and then you are left with nothing, and then you just have to economize. You just have to plan which food to buy, where to buy clothes, and you buy everything, and then at the end of the day you are left with nothing, because the government will not even give you any extra money. Like I said, even for people who are not working and maybe they are getting the money from the government, they don't get any extra money. But if you're working, you can work and make more money, work extra, and have as many kids as you want, or kids in connection to your income. So you guys, what's your thought about having more kids in Sweden? What is your experience, or wherever you live in the world? And yeah, let me know at the comment section. So please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do that, and also hit on that notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Bye.